Hello there, Epic 7, and it's Thursday. There are only 4 more days of Ancient Inheritance left. As soon as Monday hits, this thing shuts down. So if you aren't at the priest yet, drop everything and make a beeline for the priest. You can loot on the last couple days, but you really want to kill the priest. First kill on the priest gives you 1,000 currency. That's like opening 10 treasure chests, so it's definitely worth it to kill the priest at least once, so that your guild can get all of that currency and then go out and loot. Plus, killing the priest is what gives you that final piece of really coveted attack gear, I guess. But hey, 1,000 currency, everybody. We just made it to the priest this morning. Killed the last warden. If you're not there yet, you still have time. Just make it a priority. Theoretically, if you can get to the priest today or tomorrow, you can kill it on Saturday, and then you can spend Sunday doing some looting. And that's kind of our basic plan. Now, even though we're going to have access to the priest, we have assigned one person to take out the mini bosses on the priest island, and that one person is me. So I get to go and kill the mini bosses while everybody else goes and kills the priest. Now, I ended beside this relic shrine. I'm really hoping for some provisions, and nothing here is anything that I want. Unfortunate. The Vitality Brew might be nice for those normal monster fights, but none of these relics, I don't want to get rid of any of these. I got my Mage booster, my Thief booster. I still have 4 turns left on my normal fight additional experience booster, so sadly I'm going to top right out of this. I guess I could have got rid of Old Nib, because I'm not grabbing any more scrolls. Yeah. Hindsight being 20/20, I should have gotten rid of Old Nib at this point, because I'm already max level. But, bygones. We'll grab the teleporter and jump straight to Priest Island. Now, if somebody in your guild hasn't done it already, tag the Priest Island teleporter with a note. That way you can see the note on the map, and it makes it much easier to find the Priest Island. Now, I'll get into what all of those notes around the priest are at the end of the video, but it's probably a good idea for your commanders to put these notes there, giving some final direction to people who aren't in Discord. So rather than hitting the priest, which everyone else should do, I'm going to go up and take care of this, this Banshee in the corner. Now, the easy way to kill Banshee is to make sure that you have level 14 or 15 warriors. I would recommend level 15 for this job. Whoever you assign to it, have them be level 15. And you want to run Ravi. It's important that Ravi is on a speed set. She needs it to cycle to keep ahead of the damage. And put her on Sigurd's Scythe to heal. I don't think it has to be maximum, but hey, every little bit, right? You run this setup and you can full auto. Well, you can kind of full auto as long as you aren't a doofus like me and you forget to turn Ravi's skills off. You'll notice in the bottom right hand corner her skills are on, and that's fine for early on in the fight. Her S3 does do more damage than her S1, and it generates souls if you care about that on full auto. But what her S3 doesn't do is her S3 doesn't self-heal. And because of that, I get killed. So I kind of brick my full auto run. So shame on me for not remembering to turn Ravi's skills off, but now you guys know, so you will not make the same mistake. Another advantage is I get to show you a second full clear team. This second team is not full auto, but it is a very stable full clear, especially if you aren't confident in your Ravi, if you aren't level 14 warriors or you don't have a plus 30 Sigurds. Now, the cornerstone of this team is 3 CR manipulating heroes and a damage unit. So my first CR manipulating hero is going to be Amelia. Hard to replace her because she has an attack buff. So you really want Amelia on the team. She's got a 50% CR push with attack buff. You can really run just about any damage dealer. I like Commander cLorina. Her damage is incredible, and if you soul burn, you get an extra turn. You could also run Luna. I'm using Doris, again, 50% CR push, and I'm using Green Lots, 15% CR push on his S3 and 100% CR push on his S2. You want all 3 of your healers to have some form of healing boosting artifact, like Doctor's Bag, Rod of Amaryllis, Unfading Memories, In a pinch, you could use Shamadra Staff to boost the effect of the healing of the other units, but you want each of your units to be able to double up on their healing. On your DPS unit, though, just put your best DPS artifact on there. I've got Jacko's Symbol on my cLorina. You could run any DPS boosting artifact from Draco Plate to Merciless Glutton, whole host of options. So the key to this is you just keep everybody healthy with your Weaver skills, and whenever the barrier is down, you have cLorina attack, ideally Soul Burn. In a perfect world, you get a debuff from Lotz's S1 or from Doris's S1, and that will boost the damage of Camilla if she's on Rage Set or on Jacko's Symbol. If you're not on Rage Set or Jacko's Symbol, then don't worry too much about the debuff. It's not required, it just speeds things along. You also want to save your souls so that you can soul burn her S3 into her S1. That's not so important early on, but later in the fight, when the barrier is down, being able to soul burn that skill really does do extra damage. Unfortunately, this is 100% manual. You can't do this on auto. It does take some time. Now, early on, the Banshee is moving nice and slow, and you'll get several smacks in. You can also soul burn cLorina to drop the barrier, but by the time you get maybe 5 or 10 minutes into this fight, the Banshee's just moving too quickly, the barrier's too thick, you're not going to be able to pop the barrier for any significant damage. Just wait. Just hang back, have the healers heal everybody up, and as soon as the barrier drops, then you can push. So see, in this example, I can push cLorina up and maybe break the barrier, but instead, I'm just going to S1 and wait for that barrier to push. I'll use Lotz's S1 to put an attack break so that the Banshee doesn't hit as hard. cLorina just wastes her S1, and I'll try to blind. Hey, I got the blind too. Blind and attack down, she's not doing any damage. Now, I can use the S2 on Elena or Amelia to cleanse the attack down away and replace it with attack up, and now I can burn. Now, there's no debuff, so this damage will be kind of mid, but still significant. There's 165k damage and a follow-up 82k. So that's not bad. 250k damage in one turn. That won't change. Although the Banshee's speed and attack go up, her tankiness remains the same. So you'll always be able to do 250,000 if you soul burn with an attack buff. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a debuff on the Banshee when that goes off, I think it's closer to 400k damage. And if you don't have an attack buff, you just run it. It is what it is. You keep moving it forward. Occasionally, you'll want to consider pushing your Weavers. Like Green Lots has a turn, so instead of pushing your cLorina, you push your Amelia, and then Amelia can S2 an attack buff, and that gives you the souls you need to soul burn and the attack buff for extra damage. Every once in a while you're hurt so bad, you'll use your Lots to push himself, and then he'll S3, and you'll double up on the healing. One hit from his artifact, and then his AoE healing. I had a round where I had Lots push Doris, and Doris push Amelia, and then Amelia pushed cLorina. Play with it, but pay close attention to how much damage the Banshee does when she does her AoE attack. Make sure that the damage is not so strong that it overwhelms and kills your cLorina. You should be able to take this all the way to the end, no problem, especially if you're at level 15 warriors. You should be able to do a full clear with this team, but if you aren't careful, if you get greedy and push for an attack instead of push for a heal, you can risk your cLorina taking a big old dirt nap, and that will end your run. This is not fast. I sped this up a lot. This was about a 36-minute run to do that 10 million damage. And it could have done the entire thing, but it's so much easier to do a 45-minute run with Fire Ravi on auto than a 35-minute run having to hold every unit's hand and manual it the whole way. So we'll hope the left side mini-boss goes a little bit more smoothly. It should, because ML Ken's a pretty brain-dead comp. Now, I do have enough provisions. I counted out the spaces to make sure that I'd have enough, so I'm going to snag this treasure chest on the way there. less looting that I have to do at the end. Now, I do not have enough provisions to grab that chest, so I'll catch it on the way back to the priest tomorrow. So this is the Pherus team. We're just going to run Martial Artist Ken. Now, a couple of requirements for Martial Artist Ken. First, he needs to have 200% effect resistance, which he'll have at level 15. If you're a lower level, you can still do it. Just stick Christy in the front slot. Heck, even if she's level 1, just stick Christy in front with the ER artifact, and she'll give Ken the missing ER with her passive. And even once she's dead, the passive will still be there. You can leave his skills on for this one. He does give himself an attack buff with his S3, and there is a chance for a defense break that will greatly speed up the run, and also the attack buffs and defense breaks will increase the amount he heals. He has to be on Sigurd's Scythe. Lifesteal alone will not be enough to keep him alive, and the Sigurd's Scythe procs extra damage by boosting his attack when it triggers, so totally worth having that artifact on him. Again, I don't know that it has to be a max Sigurd's Scythe, but I recommend it, just to be safe. Now again, have some time to kill. Make sure your phone is plugged in, or your laptop, because this is about a 35-minute long run, sped up to 3,000% normal speed to get you there. It takes some time, but hey, at least it's full auto. You can set it, walk away, do some other things, come back, and boom, the fight's over. So a little bit of time commitment, and you can take care of these 2 mini-bosses all by yourselves using only 2 units and a little bit of provisions, and that will let the entire rest of your guild focus on the priest, and that's going to be huge for helping to take down the big guy. I got just enough provisions to grab that chest, and now everybody in the guild's got the loot. Tomorrow I'll grab the 2 chests there, maybe the scroll. I've not had a lot of good luck with the scrolls lately. And maybe do 1 or 2 of the normal monster fights to clear out my, my relic. Now this is something that I recommend everybody do. You can put 3 notes below the priest and 1 on the priest. So my first note's going to tell everybody in the guild, kill the priest. And then the second note is going to say, second, go get your loot on. And then the third and final note is going to tell everybody to come back and kill the priest again. You don't get a lot of spaces. They really should give us more spaces. Fourth note I'm going to put on the priest itself, and it's going to tell everybody to check Discord for good priest teams so that they can efficiently kill the priest. And this is the screenshot I'm putting in Discord. It's from Derpth's guide, which is linked in the description, and it's got some solid idea for priest teams. I hope this guide was helpful. Get organized, rush the priest, assign people jobs, and do it efficiently, because next season Smoggate's going to have to do something. They're going to have to give us more provisions, give us more time, or make some sensible maps that don't have us walking through every single zone altogether. It's just too much land to cover, and a lot of us are lagging way behind. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to join my Discord if you want to directly talk to me or discuss some topics. And hey, like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.